Welcome to the plank tutorial with Carrie. I teach planks in a very methodical way so that people can be more successful in a plank and also to make the plank how it was designed to be, which is a full body isometric exercise. And each time that you go into a plank using any kind of plank movement, you should feel all the muscles firing. It is so effective. So I want to teach you from the very beginning. Start by getting on the hands and knees down on the floor. Here's where your hands are placed. Take your hand underneath your arm, put it down there. Other hand under the other arm, put it down there. So that is under your shoulders. Try to point the first finger forward, the thumbs toward each other, and spread the fingers out wide. Now don't lock out your elbows. They're straight, but they're soft and pliable. Push up and out of your shoulder joint. So instead of being down here, push up and out in between the shoulders to keep you out of that joint. And then hug your triceps closer into your body. So already your upper body has an isometric hold. Now your knees are underneath your hip bones. If you're in a place where you can see a reflection, it sometimes helps to see if they're actually underneath your hip bones or if they're too far forward or too far back. This is a great place for your knees to start. And underneath your hip bones is actually this much space in between. So put your hand there so that you can see where that is and find your spot for your knees, your hips, and your legs. Go ahead and flex your feet and point your big toe down behind you. Make your back as flat as possible. Begin to tuck your tailbone just slightly. And now your legs are engaged. Now push your weight onto your feet. As soon as you start pushing weight onto your feet, that's when the circuit happens. So you should feel all of these muscles in the center of your body kick on and be very strong. So from an all fours position, while pulling up, hugging in, and pushing back, you already have a full body isometric exercise. Here's the next phase. Keep pushing into your feet, but lift the right foot and put it down behind you into a straight leg. So now you're pushing into both feet, but you have a longer lever on one side. Bring the right leg underneath it. Push back into the left leg and out of the shoulder joint at the same time and into the right foot that's on the ground. And then bring that back in. All right, give yourself a moment here. This is quite the tutorial and a lot is going on. So let's take a moment off of the wrist. If you have diastasis recti, lower back issues, or any kind of core injury, you will remain with at least one knee down until that injury has been recovered. But you can lengthen the lever. So we were here. Now you can move your knees back until you are a straight line from your head to your knees. Tuck that tailbone under, stay out of the shoulder joint, hug the triceps into you, and push back into your knees. So you've got this full body isometric movement and still not the full plank lever. This is a lot of work. So you can do all of your push-ups and different kinds of plank activities from that sort of half plank position. You can also add one leg back at a time from this position, pressing back through one leg, pressing back through the other leg, and play with that a little bit with the weight switching without your hips switching side to side. So when the leg goes back, you make sure that you're not opening your hip out to that side or wobbling side to side. That is a great way to continue working towards the full plank. And again, if you have diastasis recti or another core injury, then that is as far as you need to go with this plank. If you have recovered or if you are not dealing with a core injury of any kind or a lower back injury, we've already got all the pieces in place, right? So then all we're going to do is put down that one foot and lift it. Put down the other foot and lift. Press the inner thighs towards each other. Tailbone is tucking under. You're out of your shoulder joint. Triceps pressing in. Back nice and long. You're looking slightly in front of your hands, because your hands are not under your face, they're under your shoulders. Press everything. Everything is working. Lift out of gravity. Keep all of that engaged. Nice long straight line from your head to your feet, pushing back through your feet. And that is a full plank. So you can see that in just a few seconds, the entire body has a phenomenal isometric exercise. Don't ever overdo your planks. I love a good plank challenge, but once you start losing form in your plank, it's not doing anybody any good, especially you. So that's when you bring it down to the knees, pull the knees underneath the hips, or take yourself out of the position. Okay? Thanks for joining me for my plank tutorial today. I will be back with you soon for some more tutorials on some good basics in exercise.